she said, "but I was afraid we'd be mistaken for the Blues Brothers. I'm resigned to being gender-conforming for a night."
"Yes, that's what we're doing now, being gender-conforming,"
I murmured, and earned another laugh. A young man at the door was handing out programs, while a young woman passed out little silver kestrel pins. I waved off a program, but took the pin, attaching it to my lapel. It was a charming bit of nonsense. Say what you will about Argent, but they know how to pay attention to details. The press parted as we entered the Academy of Sciences. I thought it was because they were barred entry, until I saw the silver-clad sentinel awaiting us at the door.
"Mitchell, I'm so pleased Professor Trent convinced you to join us this evening."
Sylvia Dunbarton, Lady Basingstoke, held out her hands in welcome. She wore evening-length gloves and a 40s-inspired silver gown with a blouse on top, high waist, and long skirt, patterned in chevrons of pewter and chrome.
"Sylvia?"
The last time we'd met, she'd tetched me for using her title. In her eyes, we were closer than that, and who was I to gainsay the grande dame of the Argent Aces?
"How could I refuse such a persuasive request?"
I took her hands. She gave me cheek kisses. Flashes went off like silent fireworks. I wondered if they would catch the sharpness in Sylvia's crescent moon smile.
Persuasive, was it? I wonder which part managed to persuade you. Professor Trent?"
Sylvia turned her smile on Abby.
"I know it is terribly gauche, but would you mind overmuch if I hied off with your escort? Mitchell and I have so much catching up to do."
"I expected nothing less," Abby said, waving for Sylvia to take me. I shot her a glare that nobody could see for the shadows obscuring my face, but I couldn't make a scene without it being forever captured in digital form. Abby had been correct. I hated unnecessary confrontation. Thus did I enter the gala launch of Argent for the Ages, A History of Looking Forward, on the arm of the most powerful woman in the world. We passed through the crowded entry and into the central atrium between the butterfly-filled rainforest dome and the planetarium. The roof high above rose and fell in a series of iron bubbles that supported the Academy's living rooftop. A full-size model of the Kestrel hung from the domed ceiling on thick silver cables. It had to be a model. Argent's signature aircraft was now a scatter of charcoal parts across some nameless Shadow Realms plane, thanks to a rough crossing into China. The model Kestrel's sleek design, all flowing lines and riveted panels in Argent's patented titanium alloy, complemented the rest of the Academy's style, making it look like a permanent installation. In the shadow beneath her fuselage, a fountain of silvery pins of the same alloy rippled with a soft clacking echo, rising and falling in an imitation of water. A woman leaning over the display laughed, and the pins rose and fell in a rush of metallic clicks in response to the sound. The other displays set up around the atrium were more museum-typical. Artfully spaced boards with black and white photos and blocks of text. Faceless mannequins with paper hair, wearing iconic costumes from bygone days. I caught a glimpse of a familiar hat and trench coat, and tensed against an unexpected chill.
"Relax, Mitchell,"
Sylvia murmured.
"Nobody here is your enemy."
I plucked her hand from my arm so that I might remove my trench coat. The scarf and hat I kept. The perky coat check girl didn't even bother to ask for them.
"I don't take kindly to being manipulated, Sylvia. If you insist on perpetuating this farce that we are friends, pray remember that." "What choice do you leave me?"
She hooked us 2 wine glasses off a passing tray, kept the white for herself, and handed me the red. She sipped. I didn't. My stomach wasn't nearly settled enough for drinking.
"I need to know what you did in China. You want to do this here?"
I nodded at the atrium filled with mingling people in their evening best. Some were probably harmless. Many were Argent. But that still left an unaccounted-for third contingent.
"Here?